Mai 1999, Denver. La première convention depuis 11 ans. Elle réunit environ 25 000 fans autour d'un seul et même thème, leur passion commune pour l'univers Star Wars. La trilogie est aujourd'hui un succès mondial, mais surtout un véritable phénomène social et culturel aux USA.
From that point on, I knew I was going to be a Star Wars fan. Before that, I didn't know that. I can actually remember the first time I saw an ad for the movie before I even saw the film. And the ad was the famous poster of Luke Skywalker holding his lightsaber over his head with Princess Leia sitting in front of him. And at the time I saw the poster, I thought, I don't want to see this film.
I was 8 years old, had R2-D2 and C-3PO in my hand when I saw them, so I was lucky enough to... I didn't see it until 78 because I figured out that the merchandise wasn't out till 78.
Well, I certainly influenced him. Growing up, I had the toys. I was very much into the characters and everything. And by osmosis, he's only a couple years younger than me. He kind of...
My uncle took me to see Empire Strikes Back. That was actually the first movie I saw in a theater. And right then, there was no question I was hooked.
For me, I like the ideology. I like the ideology of Star Wars. You know, living life with a purpose, having a code, integrity, loyalty, honesty, friendship.
It is science fiction, but it's also it's an epic story of good versus evil, as old as the Bible. So
I don't think it's really pure sci-fi. I think it's generically categorized as sci-fi because of the content of the movie and what it's about. But I think George Lucas described it best as a modern day myth. It's got mythical qualities. You've got your hero who transforms.
I think that's the biggest point of why the movies are so big right now. People 25 to 35 that saw the movie when it was originally in the theaters are now have children of their own, and they are getting into it. And it's something they can share together.
I really hope that the children like the new Star Wars movies, and I hope that they're as good as the originals.
It's intended to just be a movie, but just by the response of the people out here, you can tell that the people have made it more than a movie. It's I don't want to say a way of life, but it's a common ground for everybody, especially everybody out here.
A lot of people. I haven't got in yet, so I can't give a comment.
It's great.
It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
We're Star Wars fans from when it first came out.
Yeah.
Gonna try to see some of the actors.
But it's been worth it to see Rick McCallum and Anthony Daniels and a lot of the stars from the new film. Hear the new music, see some of the new images. It's really fantastic.
It'll be fantastic. I really think it'll be phenomenal because I love Star Wars.
She's enjoying it. She likes the Queen, right?
It's great. It's just there's a lot of people here though. It's really crowded. I wasn't expecting all this, and the rain's kind of.
Well, we ain't seen it yet. We're still waiting. Everybody's in line, and we're trying to get everybody in, and it seems to be going well.
I've been waiting 20 years for this. Can't wait.
I think everybody's really rallying and being in good spirits.
We're having a great time. We're standing in a lot of lines, but when you get in there, it's worth it. This is our second day, and we'll be back tomorrow.
All the events are excellent. The organization, a long ways to go. They'll have it down by the end of the event.
I think it's awesome. It's fun, and we can't wait for the movie to come out. It's going to be awesome, too.
Oh, we've been here about 2 hours. At least we're undercover now, so we're dry.
Ils viennent de diverses régions des USA, mais aussi de pays différents. Japon, Autriche, Allemagne, France, Canada. Sous la pluie, pendant plus de 7 heures, ils attendent pour rencontrer les acteurs d'épisode 1, revoir la bande-annonce ou découvrir des documents sur la création du film. Ils sont prêts pour la suite de cet univers merveilleux et pour fêter l'événement dans des conditions hors du commun. Ils n'auront qu'un but, être les premiers dans la file d'attente.
If this convention were in New York and Chicago, where there's a higher concentration of people, it would be phenomenally unmanageable. It's just amazing. There are people, I've seen people here all the way from the east and west coast of the United States, You know, if it was closer to a higher concentration of people, I don't know how it could be handled.
I thought I was the only person that was really a Star Wars fan, and then to find out that people in France, you know, really were excited about the movie. It's so great. It's everywhere. Everywhere that I go, I end up finding people that are Star Wars freak people, and it's great.
I think it started out as just a movie, but the entire concept took off from that point. It started as a movie, the universe was something that people could relate to, the struggle of good and evil was something people could relate to, and before you know it, it pervaded the entire society.
Star Wars definitely hits the heart, the spirit, the soul. I think it touches the soul of everyone. And it doesn't matter what language you speak or where you're from or what experiences you've had in your life. I think because no matter what you've been through in your life, there is something that can tie in with that whole thing of good and evil like we talked about earlier.
I can't really explain the phenomena, but I think it all stems from the fact that in 1977, I think that the film business was going through the doldrums, to be perfectly honest. And I think Star Wars came along and it brought everything that we all remembered as when we were kids.
I think a lot of people, as they grow up, they lose touch with fairy tales and things that maybe were part of their childhood, or maybe things they didn't have as a child. And so Star Wars is on such a large scale.
It's become a part of American culture, part of our maybe Western culture even.
Même ici, en Floride, sur les plages ensoleillées de Miami, les fans répondent présents.
Star Wars.
It's phenomenal. It's unbelievable. Star Wars is the epitome of American life.
There's just so many sci-fi fans out there, and everyone's, just so many science fiction fans, and everyone's just looking forward to it.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. It really has the biggest impact on probably American cinema. One of the most famous movies and productions of all time.
I like when they showed the Ewoks and going through the forest and the sleds. That was nice.
It's great. It's good imagination.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Well, I think it's entertaining for everyone, and I think also people like to look to the future, don't they?
It's going to be a huge phenomenon. It's going to make a lot of money for a lot of people.
Like I said, lots of special effects, action, the new characters, and sort of gives you a beginning of all the story.
Action, packed, space, new aliens, everything.
I like the lightsabers. Wong, wong.
New York. Les premiers jouets viennent de sortir. Les fans s'arrachent les futurs collectors. Le jour J n'est plus très loin.
I first saw Star Wars when I was 11, and now I'm 33, so 20 years have passed, and I still get the same enjoyment out of it as I did when I was a child. When I was a kid, I was more drawn to the special effects, the story, the fantasy of it. It takes place in the past, but it seems futuristic. But now today, I'm more drawn to the themes that it presents. A hero's journey, going through obstacles and challenges, trying to find enlightenment and wisdom. And those are things that I think all humans, all people can relate to, no matter what culture you're from. They're the same things that we seek in our lives. And in a lot of ways, everyone is like Luke Skywalker, trying to find their place in life, what their purpose is, and having to go through all the challenges in life.
Au premier jour de vente, certains ont dépensé jusqu'à 5000 francs. Sur Broadway, les files d'attente se sont déjà formées et l'ambiance est extraordinaire.
This line is crazy. My boyfriend's been waiting in it for since 12 this afternoon, and I just came at 8 to wait overnight with him. We brought this VCR and TV to watch the first 3, the trilogy, but the building here pulled our power, so we can't. But we were watching the beginning of it, and it was so much fun. But I think this is great because it brings like a whole bunch of different people together in a collective memory kind of thing. And it's just amazing that, you know, you can share this one thing with so many different people. And you see that just walking up and down these lines. It's really amazing.
Even in the 90s, when the movies came out in the 70s, that my son at that age was able to comprehend and enjoy Star Wars. And we grew up watching Star Wars and enjoying Star Wars together. And I think that sort of bonded us too, because we play with Star Wars toys and we watch the Star Wars movies. And there's a reason why I'm out on the line, because he can't be on the line because he has school. But when the movies come out, he is going to miss a day of school. We told his teacher he was going to miss a day of school, and I think that's a fatherly duty, because when I was young, I was able to do that with my brother and father.
There's a good story about kids missing school, because further down the block, there are two kids, they're at high school. They told their teacher they're going to take a day off. He's decided to take a day off as well. He's here queuing with them. I'm serious. The teacher's taking the day off too.
They already had some Star Wars toys out, and I went to purchase some, you know, reliving my childhood. And I saw this young boy, maybe 6 or 7 years old, and this young boy is reading through the boxes, and I tell the kid, you know, don't get that, get the lightsaber, because you have a lot more fun. He goes, oh, my father had one of these when he was a kid. I was playing with it the other day. So I think it's more of a thing where, like he said, with his child, it's like you're passing it down to your children, and you're not passing down, you know, how to use drugs. You're not passing down the bad things in life. You're passing down something that's kind of positive. It's a little bit more like tradition. It's a whole type of like family. You can meet people who know about Star Wars, and you connect.
We're complete strangers in the beginning, and we're like the closest of friends now. We're eating, we're having a good time, and different races. It's not about race, who makes what. Everyone's having a good time, and that's really what it's about. So once the movie comes out, whether critics say it sucks or whatever, you know, we don't care. It's all about having the same wavelength and having a good time and living life.
Oh, I need a DL. I've never seen something like this. You know, it's like a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon, and it's so great. It's so great to be a part of it.
When Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi came out when I was 9 and 12, we used to drive by the theater in my hometown, and I would see people camped out like this, and I just wanted to do it so badly. I'm like, oh, that looks like so much fun. And so I always thought that when the next one came out that I would do it, that I would wait out and be at the first show. So here I am. People, we've been here since May 1st, and it's May, what is this now? May 11th. It's May 11th, May 12th now. So, and a lot of these people have been here for about 3-4 days, overnight, just camping out. This is wonderful. This the Starlight Children's Foundation, which does a lot of things for kids. Since May 1st, we've been waiting in shifts. We go in shifts of different amounts of time, and for every hour that we wait in line for Star Wars, a certain amount of money is donated to the Starlight Foundation.
Star Wars is here forever. My parents were watching it. I'm going to watch it. It's a great series.
I spliced the telephone pole. I spliced the power plug onto the lamppost so I didn't get power. I put a surge protector on it. No.
You know, Francis Coppola said that movies were the art form of the 20th century, and the art form of the 20th century had to produce a piece of mythology, and this is it. This is the one that happened.
Well, it was difficult to get interest in Star Wars because science fiction wasn't popular in the 1970s. So several studios turned the project down, and Fox went ahead on the basis that it was fairly inexpensive for them. It was a low-budget film as far as they were concerned at that time, and so their risk was rather low, and they didn't have to worry too much about how much money it made back. So we presented it on the basis that the hardcore science fiction fans would be enough to allow the film to break even. I think that the the phenomenon around the Star Wars films was primarily a function of storytelling, really. It's the mythological base for the characters. Each one of the characters is very archetypical in the classic Greek mythology sense. And because of that, people can identify very closely with them. There weren't very many films like that in the 70s, or the 80s, really. So, in a sense, they filled a gap that had been there for a long time. Well, I think that the phenomenon now for Episode 1 is quite different because the film has been promoted so heavily over the last 3 or 4 months. The awareness factor is very high, which means that the anticipation of the film is very high. With the original Star Wars, beyond the science fiction audience, no one knew anything about it. It just was another film. So the audience discovered the film as almost a secret beyond the sort of basic publicity of opening of any new film. So that's the big difference. I mean, now the hype for the promotion of Episode 1 is very, very high. So no one can fail to know that it's out there.
Hobart, près de Chicago. Le quotidien des fans confirme que le phénomène est présent partout.
This is my room of all my Star Wars collectibles that I've been collecting throughout the years. Majority of them are new, but I still have all my old toys from when I was a child. And all these figures, basically all of them are new. A lot of variations among them that make them different from the other, which make them hard and collectibles. Some of my favorite stuff is like this picture I got in the celebration for Star Wars in Denver, Colorado. They had all sorts of neat sets around. And some of my favorite collectibles, like this Jabba the Hutt that I got for Christmas. Or the lightsaber. I just went out and bought that myself as soon as I saw it. They were both all limited. I'm going to collect some of the posters. I wish I had more room for space, but I just put my favorite ones out. Ranged into the new collection that I've just obtained. And some of my favorite ones are the 12-inch figures right here. A lot of them kind of difficult to obtain because everyone seems to think they're the popular. And only some stores sell certain ones, so you got to be there at the right time. Otherwise, you got to go and buy it from a collector.
This is Mos Eisley Spaceport. It took us like 4.5, 5 months to build. Several things in it have been built from what we just household items and stuff. I don't know, 2 years or more collecting all the figures that are in it. We built the mountain. That took the longest. It was painstaking, back aches. We built it out of a childhood fantasy type thing. Like, I mean, what kid wouldn't want this in their room? I got my dream kind of fulfilled out of it. It took a long time, a lot of hard work. My brother built the whole cantina himself. The mountain was built by me and Nate. The bridge work I did a lot of the stairs. Did a good job. It's something neat to look at, something not everybody has in their room. Sometimes I even take it for granted that it's here. Some people wouldn't be very interested in it, but many people like Star Wars a lot. They take notice. All the Star Wars fans that I've ever met that have seen it have been very impressed.
I've always been a Star Wars fan since I can remember, since I believe I was 3. When my parents took me to see Episode 4. It was Episode 1 then, but I really don't remember seeing it then, but I know it made a big impact on me as a child. I always played with the toys. My parents would always think that there was other kids in my room because I was always doing different voices with the action figures and stuff, so my goal is to work on Episode 3. I love doing any kind of art, sculpting, photography, drawing, painting. I guess Lucas said he plans to have Episode 2 out in 3 years, so 3 years hopefully I should be out of school and
Hollywood. Quel plus bel endroit pour un fan que la file d'attente au Chinese Man Theatre. Ici même où le mythe est né il y a plus de 20 ans. Ce phénomène se transmet de génération en génération et tous les fans prouvent que le mythe n'a rien perdu de sa force.
On Hollywood Boulevard, right a few steps down from Mann's Chinese Theatre in the heart of Hollywood. You can almost see the Hollywood sign a few blocks away. This is really where films began, and this is probably the most historic theatre in the world. So if you want to see a movie the right way, you see it here. Three of us together wanted to make these countdowns, a kind of permanent website. Because what it was all about was with fans anticipating movies, getting excited about them, and us concentrating less about the actual film itself and more about fans and how they were looking forward to what was coming up. So we created a permanent site called Countdown, the Ultimate Fan Site, and together we count down to a number of different films like Armageddon, Saving Private Ryan, and of course Star Wars.
This is like a little world. Everybody came. She's from Germany, he's from Minnesota, I'm from Washington, they're from Northern California, these guys are from Denmark. Of course that British guy clashes with everyone. The British guy behind me is kind of pompous and pious, but you know how those British are. Of course you guys are French, maybe you don't. we got CJ over here from... Just kidding, French fries, remember?
À cet instant, un homme vend son ticket pour la séance de minuit 1, la première, séance à laquelle il n'assistera pas.
I don't want it.
For the price,
Yeah. My kid bought it and he doesn't want to do it, and I don't want it to go to waste. So I want to give someone who appreciates it.
That is very nice. That's very nice of you.
Thank you very much.
That's excellent.
There you go.
And you guys gonna give away tickets to the first game?
There you go.
Thank you very much.
They've been going for
Yes!
Alright, rock
I didn't know when they started selling the tickets, and I arrived here too late, and I didn't have. It was all sold out for the first screening, and I was hoping to get one, and now I have one, and it's just fantastic. Great feeling.
C'est la dernière nuit d'attente. L'euphorie est totale sur Hollywood Boulevard. Aucun fan n'aurait voulu manquer le retour de la force.
I feel like I'm a can of soda that's been shaken up and then left in the sun. I'm ready to explode.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into that theater.
C'est incroyable que ça fait presque 6 semaines que je dors sur la rue.
I don't care how it comes out. This is too much fun, man. Yeah? I don't care if it's a great movie or a sorry movie. It's Star Wars. That's what it's all about. It's about the feeling.
It's just going to be brilliant. It's going to be completely amazing. I can't wait to see what all the people look like the droids and young Darth Vader and everything. It's just going to be amazing.
There are no words. What do I expect? I expect to touch the face of God and live.
Well, as you see, people queued to pick up tickets on the first day. The fans are willing it to be. We hear it's had, what we say, lukewarm reviews. People say, well, it's not. But I still think you must give the chance for the film to people to absorb it and say, that's nice. There's enough in the film for people to understand. And it's a fairy tale. George Lucas tells about the princess, the good and the evil. Even in the new film, there's the sort of princess, there's the good and the evil. I think it's already a classic. I think it will become a classic. It's a long time to wait. It's 20 years they've waited for a prequel. I think it will just go on. New generation comes on. It's incredible. That's the Force. The Force.